Hi, welcome to the fourth stage of this year's Tour de France. Today the Tour de France brings us from Lorient to Mort-de-Bretagne, and it's a hilly finish, so maybe a stage for punchers like Philippe Gilbert or Thomas Voeckler. As always, we start our broadcast with some recap footage, and Julian Alvarez from Cofidis was the first rider to attack from the peloton. He soon got company from Jeremy Roy and William Bonnet from Franceschaux. Daniel Oss from Liquigas and Thomas Veitekurs from Astana also joined them and made a 5-group breakaway. And at the first King of the Mountain Jersey sprint, Julian Alvarez from Cofidis was the first to cross the line. And when the breakaway reached the intermediate sprint, it was a huge fight for the points. But Jeremy Roy from Franceschaux was the strongest among the breakaway riders. He captured 20 points and a couple of euros. 6 minutes later, it was the peloton's time to fight for some points. And it was Philippe Gilbert from Omega Pharma Lotto that was the strongest in the peloton. Right behind him came Thor Hushovd in the World Championship jersey. Now it's time to end our recap footage and tune in live on today's stage of the Tour de France. See you soon! Hi, welcome back. We are now live and I am Dick Henderson, and as always by my side our expert commentator, Cycling's Wikipedia, Jim Jones. And Daniel Oss and his companions are still holding off strong from the peloton. So Jim, do you think that the breakaway could have a chance today?
Well, I don't think the time differential is too big, so I think Omega Pharma Lotto will do their best to will them in. And then go for a sprint finish, or at least an attack from Philippe Gilbert.
Yeah, now Juan Antonio Flecha and Johnny Hoogelam from Van Cansoleil is attacking from the peloton, trying to bridge the gap up to the breakaway. And Mark Cavendish hasn't really come through so far in the Tour de France. Do you think that he can, maybe not today, but on the stages to come, maybe get a stage win?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he will get a stage win, but if we want a really good answer from an expert, we should ask our good friend, Sporting Nonsense.
Yes, here you got a little part of our interview with Mark, better known as Sporting Nonsense from PCMDaily.com.
Okay, so I'm here with Sporting Nonsense. He has taken some valuable time and tuning in with us right now. So, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the tour.
Okay.
Since you're from Britain, I think I got that right.
Yes.
You're from Britain. So Cavendish, a natural question to ask you. Do you think he can manage to pull off the green jersey this year?
He should be able to.
If he can survive the mountains?
We're never quite sure if he cares about the intermediate sprints, but if he does enough, he'll win plenty of stages.
Yeah, but he has been struggling to some degrees this year. So do you think that can affect him, or do you think it's just...
Well, which sprinters won the most stages in a Grand Tour this year? Could it be Cavendish?
It might be.
So there we have it. Mark Cavendish will definitely get his share of stage win in this year's Tour de France. You will hear more from Mark, more and more into this year's Tour de France. We will get some parts here and there in the course of these 3 weeks. And Jim, now we can see that Thomas Veitekurs has joined Johnny Hoogeland and Juan Antonio Flecha, and they are breaking away from the original breakaway group.
Yeah, but it's only it's around a minute, maybe less than a minute. So I don't think this will be anything good. I think they will back in very soon.
Yeah, but then you got the factor, the wind factor. It's very strong wind here now, and you can see that the guys relaying in front of the breakaway has a certain shape when they are taking relays. Do you think this wind can have any effect for the breakaway and even the peloton?
Yeah, definitely. We've seen on the Tour de France before, Saxenberg sitting in the front, pulling really hard, and it's a split in the field.
Yeah, and we can see that it's a long peloton right now, and it's actually splitting up. It's already a 10 seconds gap, and it's critical for Radio Shack. They got Leipheimer, Brajkovic in that back group, and also Petacci and Cavendish, and even Edvald Boasson will not fight for the finish today.
It's 5 kilometers left, and here, right down in the corner, we can see the profile of Mur de Bretagne. It's really steep, and I don't think any sprinters can manage to hold on here.
No, and we can see that it's the punchers team. Omega Pharma Lotto is in the front there riding for Philippe Gilbert, and we can also see that David Moncoutier is trying to break away. Not very successful though, and Garmin still got some people up there. Do you think Ryder Hesjedal is the man they are working for?
Maybe they're trying to position it up front, but I think they're working for Thor Hushovd, and you can see that it's sprinting right here on the right side.
Yeah, it's Philippe Gilbert going hard. He's breaking away from the peloton. Thor Hushovd is trying to bridge the gap, but it's very steep. He's not able to. And there we can see Cadel Evans trying to close the gap up to Philippe Gilbert. It looks very hard and very long. I don't think he can do it. Alexander Vinokurov is coming strong. And there we can also see Samuel Sanchez, but he's coming too late. It's Philippe Gilbert.
What a finish, and he was the pre-race favorite. And it came true.
Yeah, it came true, and when he attacked, nobody was even close to get to his wheel. Not even close at all. Thor Hushovd tried, like you can see here on the replay, but he's not the type of puncher like Cadel Evans, Samuel Sanchez, or even Alexander Vinokurov. But Thor Hushovd gets a top 5 position, and that's pretty good for a sprinter.
Yeah, now he's he's got some valuable points today on the green jersey.
Yeah, and now Garmin also got the decision to make Taillefer or Thor Hushovd. They have been working for both of them actually so far in the Tour de France, but we will get the answer of that tomorrow.
And despite the tough finish, Cancellara loses his yellow jersey to Andy Schleck.
Yes, they trade a yellow jersey within the team, and Thor Hushovd takes the green jersey from Petaki. And Philippe Gilbert now is in the King of the Mountain jersey. Edvald Bosenhagen was not in the finish, so Gilbert naturally takes that jersey. And Robert Gesink overtakes the youth classification jersey. And
just as Ruben said.
Just like Ruben said, and Leopard is now the strongest team so far. That was all we had today from PCM Norway Productions. Hope to see you tomorrow. Arrivederci! As always, we start off with some recap footage from earlier today, and Julian Alvarez from Cofidis. And as always, we start our broadcast off with some recap footage, and Julian Alvarez from Cofidis was the first rider to attack. What the fuck?